I'm gonna go ahead and introduce ourselves. So hello again, I am Kyla. You see my face on the screen there. I'm a senior customer success manager here at iGUIDE. So I work with lots of our clients, helping them, I really always joke and say, have success. They have success and we're having success. So that's really my goal. And so it's nice to meet you if I haven't met you already.
Hello, my name is Peter Holmes. I'm an enterprise account manager here at iGUIDE. It's been a great job. I get to kind of be an unpaid consultant for other people's companies and just try to help them. It could be using iGUIDE to the best, but also try to help them in their businesses and business growth as much as possible.
We're going to go through a quick agenda here of what we're going to talk about today. So we have 3 new updates in the portal, or well, with iGUIDE in general, some in the portal, some without. So we're going to go through those in a little bit of detail today. If you have questions, please feel free to ask them. We're also going to go through the Cotality diagram beta. I had to get that one out there. So we're going to talk through that in a little more detail. So look out for that towards the end of the presentation. We've talked about this a lot, but we want to keep emphasizing it. So we have a new and improved iGUIDE operators, or our ION directory. So we're going to talk through that, how you can get signed up if you're not already signed up. And just basically show you what the value to your brand that could be as well. And then finally, we had a big firmware update go out recently. So we're going to talk through a little bit about what was included in that. So that's a quick look at what's to come. So to get started, the very first thing we're going to go through is probably the biggest change that you've seen implemented at iGUIDE recently, and that is the iGUIDE Premium 2D Furniture and Objects. So you can see on the screen right now an example of what an iGUIDE Premium looked like before this change that took place this month, and what the iGUIDE Premiums look like now going forward for all iGUIDEs that are drafted that are premium. So a couple of quick facts about the premium objects and 2D furniture. What this is our drafters drafting the furniture as it is today. So if there is a table in the room, they're drafting that table. If there's chairs and a side table, those are being drafted in. They're not going ahead and including furniture that doesn't exist, and they're not making judgment calls. It's just based on what is there existing today. Another very key point to emphasize as well is we're matching the furniture as close as possible to what's there. So I've seen really unique recently. I feel like there's a trend of these circular chairs in living rooms. They look very cozy and very comfy, but we don't currently have that icon that's going to be drafted like that. So that chair would represent very similarly to what you're seeing on the screen right now. So just an example of where we're trying to show it as true to form as we can, but there might be some that aren't exactly how it appears.
Do you want to switch to the example?
Yeah, we're going to go in and I'm going to show you an example, and I'm also going to show you how you can turn this on and off, and a couple little tips and tricks related to this as well. So what you can see right away is here's an iGUIDE right now with the furniture flipped on. So I can see this table, I can see the chairs represented around the table as well. And I can see even at this kitchen island, the chairs that are visible there too. The one thing I will call out is the garages. So you will see in garages now that there are cars and trucks being placed. So this is the one instance where we would include what we call furniture, or in this case, an object, where it doesn't always exist. And that is if you have turned the visibility in a real estate project with if you've turned the visibility of the garage off in a real estate iGUIDE, we will include a car just to show the size of the garage. This is because most garages during the moving period are pretty packed with stuff, and they aren't set to visible. So we're just showing size and depth of the garages there. But the other point I wanted to emphasize here, so this is what it looks like in the tour if it's turned on. Some people or some of your realtors might prefer to have it turned off. Maybe the house is really cluttered, it's not staged. So how do you go ahead and turn that off? It's really easy, really simple, couple of steps. When you're in the iGUIDE, you're going to go to the Edit Default View, and then you're going to go ahead and edit. Got a couple things in my way here. And you're going to scroll down your page, and it's just this object at the bottom here, so freestanding objects. You'll see that for all iGUIDEs, it'll be automatically set to industry defaults. And what this will mean is for all real estate projects, if you select real estate from the dropdown, the objects will be showing. If you select insurance and restoration, or if you select architecture and remodeling, it will be hidden. So that is where the industry defaults are. And then you can go ahead and flip this on an object by object basis, or sorry, an iGUIDE by iGUIDE basis. So show objects shows them, and hide objects would hide them. So if I'm down here, I flip that on to hide, I go ahead and save, and then I refresh my page, and those will now be hidden going forward. And then you can share that as well. So that's how you can flip it. You can flip it on and off on a project by project basis. The other thing I will emphasize is that you can also set this in your iGUIDE defaults. So if you are a real estate photographer and you prefer to have it turned off, you are able to go into your settings. You are able to scroll down to that same area within your iGUIDE defaults, and you could flip this to hide objects as well, and save your settings there too.
I think you can also do it on a banner level, right? So if you have some agents that love it, some agents that don't, in their banner defaults, that will override
You can do that
things.
as well.
Yeah.
We just don't have any set up today. But if you do, you can do it on an agent level, you can do it on an individual iGUIDE user level, and you can do it on an individual project level. And when they're flipped on versus when they're flipped off, will also differentiate what happens with the floor plans. So if maybe you want them on your downloaded floor plan, but you don't want it in your tour, you could turn them on during the time you download the floor plan, and then you could turn them back off after the fact as well.
Yeah. Also feel free to duplicate the iGUIDE and then have one with, one without. Then your agents have both the options, or it's not a problem.
Perfect. Okay. Well, that is furniture. Lots of questions, I'm sure, that have been coming up with this. And since it's a new one that we've just recently launched, please feel free to share that feedback with us. We'd love to hear it. We'll share a link to where you can share that at any time. But hopefully you're excited about this as we are.
Sweet.
Perfect. Okay, second one, and I'm going to jump back in a second there to show you guys this in real life as well. But this is a change that you might not have noticed, but it did go out with the last tech update. And this is the ability to automatically share the tag list in the viewer. So this is something that might be really exciting for some of our facility management clients and some of our insurance clients when you use a lot of tags. So let's flip back actually to my examples. And what I mean by this is if you have a project like this one that I'm sharing here right now, and you have a lot of tags on it. You can see here on the side, there's a lot of tags included in this project where all the fire alarms are, where there's a couple different basically annotations that have taken place within this tour. You'll notice that when I opened this, the tag list didn't appear, and it only appeared when I actually went ahead and hit that tag list button. What we've actually given you the ability to do now is that when you share it, you can set it so that that tag list is automatically opened to start. So how do you do that? If you hit your three-line share button at the bottom of your screen there, you're going to see these two options here. So link to current 3D view. If you haven't used that one before, that is to start on the exact tab that you're on at the time. Or you can also select show tag list, or you could select both technically if you want as well. But show tag list, if you click that off or select that and then hit copy, when you actually go ahead and open this now, you can see that the tag list will automatically be open. So really great again for sharing, especially if you're insurance and you have a lot of these tags in there. This allows you the ability to share it, and you don't have to tell them where to go looking for it. It'll be very visible to them right off the top.
Good.
Yeah, let's go back to the screen there. I actually have, let's just launch one more poll here. You've heard me talk for a little bit, so I'm gonna launch a quick poll. Just curious about the furniture and how that has been going so far. Okay, leave that open for
Yeah,
a
so
minute.
furniture, I think the way my clients are telling me that they're finding it most useful is if the agent knows that a home is being staged, they'll also book the iGUIDE Premium, because then they know that the furniture on the iGUIDE is going to look great. So if you're talking to agents about this, or if you're an agent yourself and you're trying to decide when to use iGUIDE Standard versus iGUIDE Premium, that could be an easy sort of decision point is, are they doing that extra work to stage the home? If so, then you may want to consider suggesting iGUIDE Premium for that one.
Yeah, and it just adds a little bit more contextuality to the building. And like Peter said, when it's already staged and you're already putting that extra manpower into staging the home in the best way, it just adds a little bit more oomph in the floor plans as well.
Yeah, it helps people imagine themselves in that space. Also helps you recognize what's going on in the house without having to read the labels. So at a glance, you can kind of tell what is the kitchen or the living room.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. Looks like we got lots of people in the poll right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and end it, because it just looks like it's been slowing down. And then I'm gonna pass this over to Peter. You get a reprieve from my voice.
No. Yeah, my turn. Okay, so Xactimate. So this is really focused on the restoration contractors or insurance professionals, like adjusters or independent adjusters who are with us in this webinar today. So the Xactimate integration is now available. So if you order a standard or premium Xactimate file from iGUIDE, inside that file, you don't have to do anything special or different. There's this new tiny little integrations tab. I don't have Xactimate on this computer. It's really annoying to get it if you have a MacBook, but it does work. If you click on that integrations tab, just after loading an ESX created by iGUIDE, this will show up. So really what you're seeing here is the 3D tour. A lot of people are used to having two screens open, one with iGUIDE, one with Xactimate. Now you can do it in one screen, which is great if you're working mobily or on a laptop and you just have the one screen. This can really make things easy for yourself or for adjusters who are also working on this file later on. So yeah, nothing to download or integrate really that's difficult. All you need to do is click on that integrations tab. There is a caveat though. It does need to be on the default view of the iGUIDE, and that default view of the iGUIDE, if you want it to be viewed by anyone, so anybody who has access to the ESX file, it does need to be in unprotected mode. So there is a mode where you can have it be unprotected, but have the URL just a long string of numbers and letters, like often referred to as like a obfuscated URL. Then that's generally secure in this industry, and it does have an expiry date, so it's generally well accepted. Anybody with the link can then open it. If those things are true, it's the default and it's unprotected with that obscure URL, then you're set. This will work. If you're having trouble with this, probably one or two of those things are not working. If it's not working for you, just give us a shout at support@planetar.com and we'll help you out.
Yeah, to Peter's point about the default view, so that means not a duplicate view. So if you're someone who duplicates a lot of views, just keep that in mind. And the point about unprotecting and the link, if you're not using disable property address, which we launched towards the end of last year, I do recommend it for most of our insurance clients. Put your claim number in there, and that will make sure that your project isn't indexed at all. That's the best way to manage this. So those are 2 tips and tricks that I'd say, but this is really exciting, furthering our partnership with Xact with this integration.
Yeah, it's nice to see these big companies opening up some integrations. It's awesome. And let's go next. Yeah, Cotality is the competitor to Xactimate. It's a little bit smaller in the industry. It's not the big 800-pound gorilla, but it does have, we have been getting some interest from customers to create a diagram, a sketch for that. And now that is in beta. So while it's in beta, it's free. So it's a great time to test it out. So if you want some free diagrams, email Rob Bailey, our staff product manager who's focused on this issue right now. And this beta, I don't have an end date for it, but it's not going to be going forever. So, get it while the getting's good. If you want to test that out, maybe you're just on the fence and you maybe both use Xactimate and CoreLogic's Cotality, whatever they're calling it now. Then I think it's a great chance to test that out. And we would love your feedback on it, and that can help shape future development. So yeah, just email Rob or email us at support, and we'll be able to get you in touch with Rob.
So I kind of teased this earlier on in the presentation, but you've probably seen us mention that there is a new Ion map or directory that we've launched towards the end of last year. We like to emphasize, so this is new. So if you signed up before the end of last year for our map, our operator map, this is a new one that actually works with your Google business profile. So if you signed up before, you will have to sign up again. But what this is a map where you can essentially brand yourself out there as someone who is available to potentially produce an iGUIDE for someone else. So it's a chance for people who are maybe looking for an iGUIDE to see who's available and who could potentially be there, and just get your brand out there as well. So I'm actually going to jump just into that as well, and I'll show you really quickly here. This is the Ion map.
If you click, yeah.
Yes. So if you can see, the Ion map is down here in a specific area right now, and you can actually click any of these buttons and it'll zoom in even further, and all of these pinpoints are operators. You can have your business on the side over here, it'll pop up, and you can really pull in the information from your Google business profile. So that includes your Google stars rating, any of your reviews. If they're not pulling in as well, I would recommend just placing a support ticket. So sometimes it doesn't pull over just based on the Google address. We can do that manually as well. So we're happy to help facilitate making that look the best that you want it to look. Yeah, so if it's not, please reach out to us. We're happy to help. But this is really a great tool to get your brand out there additionally to what you already got as well. So you see he's searching away there on the different areas, and you can see the various areas that it covers as well. What I will say on this is where you're going to sign up. So if you are curious and you haven't signed up yet, there is a link that we can provide you. And at the top of the page, it'll actually say become an Ion member. You'll just have to go through there, put your email address in, and then connect your Google business profile. If you don't have a Google business profile, I would recommend getting one, setting one up. It's going to make this look the best, and it's going to, just continue to create brand awareness for yourselves, no matter the industry. So I should emphasize that as well. I think on our previous map, it was really for real estate photographers. This is for anyone. So it's really, again, just about building brand out there. Free to sign up, and really all you have to do is connect your profile. So yeah, emphasize this. It's a good benefit and it's free, which everyone loves. So
Yeah, and it only takes a few minutes to sign up. I'm logged in already, but there'll be a sign up button right there. And if nothing else, it's good for search engine optimization. You'll get some great backlinks and you'll be able to connect with our website, linking back to yours.
The Google Business Profile and just having issues setting up if your Google Business Profile isn't approved. Yes, we can set you up even without that if need be. I do recommend having it and getting it if possible, but if not, just send us an email or a support ticket, and what we can do then is we can get you set up manually on the back end. So there is ways we can facilitate that as well.
So SLAM is sort of been on the R1 for a little while now since the launch. It stands for Simultaneous Location and Mapping. And it's just a fun, good bit of tech that helps auto alignment along. And so it does a lot better with alignment in camera so that you can save time and not spend so much time in Stitch software. Or with the R1, you can even have a lot of success just uploading directly from the camera without having to go to Stitch. So I'm going to launch a poll before I forget. Here we go. So it's just, have you used, yes, no, the SLAM feature yet? So maybe you have the R1, or maybe you've already updated the Planix to be able to do that. But that's the big news here that's recent, is that now with the firmware updates of 1.11.0, which is the current Planix Pro firmware, and if you don't have that yet, you definitely should. It has improved reliability. There was some issues that we solved with this one that if you use certain characters, could cause the upload to fail. Those have been addressed in this firmware. And but the big one in terms of usability, allowing new users to pick up the camera, the Planix Pro, and be able to be successful with it with SLAM is helpful, and it's just more improved connection reliability from your phone to the camera. So yeah, the SLAM feature is on Planix Pro. You can see a sort of GIF of what's happening. So essentially, it's sort of like a stoplight signal. So green is good. So as you're closer, it knows exactly where it is in space. And as you move further away, you can see it's sort of shifting red. And once it loses line of sight, it goes fully red. So you do want to be in that sort of green to semi-orangey yellow when you're taking your next scan. That means that the camera has a good idea of where the last scan was and where it is now, and that it's not going to have any problems with auto stitching itself, which is great because you'll save time back at the office, and allows new users to have a visual indicator of what's happening. So if you want to use this fully on the Planix Pro, you just need to make sure you're on that new firmware and then turn live LiDAR on, and then you'll be able to see what's sort of happening on this screen. Even if you don't have live LiDAR on, it will still be working. The algorithm will do its thing in this back end. So you don't have to use it, but it is a good visual option. Yeah. Sweet. So a lot of people have not used it yet, they say. So, and 10% of people are not sure. So, so that's cool. So this, hopefully you're maybe a little more sure if you've used it or not now, based on what we chatted about. But if you have the Planix Pro and you're not seeing something like this, try turning on live LiDAR and check your firmware settings. Make sure you're up to date.
Yep. Sweet. Awesome.
This just launched 2 weeks ago, and it's really fun. If you haven't seen this promo video, it's gonna be a fun one. If you're in the real estate space specifically, it's a great one to send to agents. Talks about going back in time, starting your listing over, and yeah, of course, using iGUIDE to be successful. It's switching to a more competitive market. The days of the seller's market are kind of coming to an end. In the buyer's market, there's a lot more competition. Listings are staying online for longer. So, being competitive and standing out is really, really important. To do that, this video is really helpful. So if you don't feel like you're getting the full usage out of your iGUIDEs, definitely watch this one, 5 simple tricks to supercharge your iGUIDE iGUIDE. I found it even really helpful. It talks about how to add drone and how to launch videos at the beginning of your iGUIDE and do all this sort of rich media stuff that that maybe is not set up by default, but can look really slick if set up well.
Awesome.
Nice. So we did it. That's a half hour.
Yes. So hopefully everybody found some value in the new stuff we've got going on. But we do have some fun, interesting facts to finish us off.
One minute. Let's
We got 1 minute to go through them. The most exciting one is we've actually just recently celebrated our 12th anniversary on May 9th, so earlier this month. So that's a really exciting moment for us. Another one is our CEO wrote a byline for Real Estate Magazine of the impact of inaccurate square footage. So if you haven't checked that out, please go ahead and do that as well. We just went through this, but we did gather a bunch of really great customer testimonials, and we've got more in the works going on right now. We're always happy and excited to hear your stories, because that's really, I make the joke again, but you guys having success is what we're having success as well. And then finally, we did win some awards recently, so we're really excited about that, and hopefully more to come as we continue to improve in the future.
Nice.
So with that, thank you so much for joining us.